The FedEx St. Jude Championship is one of 3 events that make up the FedEx Cup Playoffs on the PGA Tour. It is played at TPC Southwind in Memphis, Tennessee, and it carries a $20 million purse. Only the top 70 golfers in the FedEx Cup standings qualify to compete, and after this week, that number shrinks to the top 50, who move on to the BMW Championship. Every shot at this event carries weight because a single bad round can end a player's playoff run for the year. Have you ever wondered what separates a good golfer from the greatest golfer in the world? Scottie Scheffler, the world number 1, answered that question again this week in Memphis. After round 3 of the 2026 FedEx St. Jude Championship, he sits at 13 under par, leading the tournament by 2 strokes. Many expected the pressure of a stacked leaderboard to slow him down. Instead, he built his lead. Stay until the end, because the numbers behind this performance, and the words from Scheffler himself, explain exactly why he keeps separating himself from the rest of the field. The tournament everyone is watching. Scheffler entered the week as the top-ranked player in the FedEx Cup points rankings. Despite that ranking, he had only 1 win on his 2026 resume before this event, the American Express, his first tournament of the year. Round 1 did not go as expected. Scheffler's opening effort left him well off the pace. But round 2, played on Friday, August 14, 2026, changed everything. Scheffler birdied 11 of 18 holes in the second round. He signed for a 9 under 61, a score that tied the course record at TPC Southwind. That single round launched him 16 places up the leaderboard and into the top spot at 11 under par, 3 shots clear of Sungjae Im and Viktor Hovland. Golf commentators noted that the 61 was remarkable even by Scheffler's own standards. Central Oregon Daily reported that his second round featured 5 consecutive birdies to start the round, and that it was not even his best round of the year on tour. Saturday, traditionally called Moving Day on the PGA Tour, is when the leaderboard usually shifts the most. This time, Scheffler had already made his move a day early. The incredible third round. Round 3 was played on Saturday, August 15, 2026, in brutal conditions. Temperatures at TPC Southwind climbed to 98 degrees, with humidity pushing the heat index even higher. Scheffler teed off at 1:45 p.m. Eastern Time alongside Sungjae Im. He did not immediately pull away. For most of the day, he played steady golf without dramatic swings on the scorecard. The turning point came late in his round. On the par 3 11th hole, Scheffler hit his approach shot to a difficult back-left pin position and rewarded himself with a strong look at birdie. He converted it, moving to 12 under par for the tournament and reclaiming the outright lead from Sam Burns, who had already finished his round. Then, on the tough par 4 12th hole, Scheffler made another birdie. That putt pushed him to 13 under par for the first time all week and extended his lead back to 2 strokes over Burns. While Scheffler was building his lead, Sam Burns was putting together one of the best rounds of the tournament. Burns made the turn at 30, flirting with a score of 59, before his round cooled off. He finished with an 8 under 62, good enough for a share of second place at 11 under par. Sungjae Im also had a strong day, staying attached to the lead group and finishing at 11 under par alongside Burns. Not everyone climbed the leaderboard. Viktor Hovland started the day tied for the lead but went bogey-bogey-birdie-double-bogey over a stretch of 4 holes, including a costly water ball on the par 4 12th. He dropped to 7 under par, 5 shots behind Scheffler. Tommy Fleetwood clawed his way back into contention. He opened Saturday with a bogey on the first hole but added 4 birdies on a clean card to move into the conversation heading into the final round, finishing at 8 under par. Fleetwood held the 54-hole lead at this event in 2024 before finishing short on Sunday, and he will again be part of Sunday's story. Tom Kim posted his own standout round, carding a 7 under 63 while leading the field in strokes gained on the greens with a figure of 4.210. His round moved him to 6 under par for the tournament, placing him inside the top 10 heading into Sunday. By the end of the day, the leaderboard read, Scheffler at -13, Burns and Im tied at -11, and a group at -8 that included Jake Knapp, Tommy Fleetwood, and others chasing from further back. Rounding out the top 10 were Si-Woo Kim, Alex Noren, Hideki Matsuyama, and Brian Harman, all at 7 under par. A course that rewards precision. TPC Southwind opened in 1988, designed by architect Ron Pritchard with input from Hubert Green and Fuzzy Zoller. The course plays as a par 70 measuring 7,244 yards, with fairways averaging just 25 yards in width and water hazards coming into play on 11 holes. Before this week, the course record of 61 was shared by 3 golfers, Jade Del Singh in 1993, Bob Estes in 2001, and Tom Lewis in 2020. Scheffler's Friday round matched that mark. The course's signature hole is the par 3 11th, an island-style green modeled after the famous 17th hole at TPC Sawgrass, the very hole where Scheffler made his decisive birdie during round 3. The fact that both Scheffler and Burns posted rounds in the low 60s on back-to-back days, on a course that has historically protected par through narrow corridors and small targets, reflects how precisely both players were controlling their ball flight in the Memphis heat. The numbers behind the player. To understand why a 2-stroke lead in Memphis feels different when Scheffler's name sits at the top, it helps to look at his broader record on the PGA Tour. As of June 2026, Scheffler has held the world #1 ranking for 3 consecutive years. He crossed $100 million in official career PGA Tour earnings in January 2026, after winning the American Express. That victory made him just the 3rd player in PGA Tour history to reach 9 figures in official earnings, joining Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. His official career total stood at $101,109,136 following that win, according to Golfweek figures reported by Golf Channel. Scheffler set the PGA Tour's single-season prize money record 3 times in a row. He earned just over $14 million in 2022, then $21 million in 2023, then topped $29 million in 2024, before a slight dip to $27.7 million in 2025. In 2024 alone, he collected 7 wins, including a second Masters title, a second Players' Championship, and a gold medal at the 2024 Paris Olympics. His 6 PGA Tour victories that season were the most by any golfer since Tiger Woods won 6 times in 2009. His major championship resume also carries weight into any tournament he enters. He won the 2025 PGA Championship at Quail Hollow by 5 strokes, and entering the 2026 PGA Championship he was attempting to become just the 4th golfer in the stroke play era to win the event in consecutive years. That kind of record explains why a 2-shot cushion, built on a course where he already holds a share of the record, is treated as significant rather than fragile. Why is Scottie Scheffler so dominant? Scheffler and Burns are not strangers. The 2 golfers have been friends since their college days, and Sunday's final round will mark their first pairing together in the last group since the 2021 Tour Championship. The 2 have also crossed paths in head-to-head competition before. Burns beat Scheffler in a playoff at the Charles Schwab Challenge in 2022, one of the few times a fellow competitor has denied Scheffler a trophy in a closing duel. Speaking after his 3rd round, Scheffler described what it feels like to be paired against a close friend with a tournament title on the line. "It's always a little weird just because I want him to have success so much and I think he wants the same for me," Scheffler said. He added, "Tomorrow we'll go out there and play our game and see where things finish up at the end of the day. It will be fun being out there with your friend, but it's also a bit weird at the same time." Burns made clear that friendship will not soften his approach on Sunday. "Scottie is obviously playing great, as he always does," Burns said. "He's not going to lay down. He's going to play great tomorrow. So you're going to have to go out there and put a really good round together and see if you can catch him." Burns also spoke about what drives him regardless of who he's facing. "I think as a competitor, any time you tee it up, no matter what's on the line, no matter what it is, you want to win," he said. "That's why I'm here. I love competing, and I love the competition of what the PGA Tour has." When asked whether the two friends would talk before their final round together, Scheffler kept it simple. "I wouldn't say texting is one of my strong suits, so probably not," he said. These exchanges point to something beyond raw ball striking. Scheffler's third round did not include a single mistake large enough to derail his card. On a day when temperatures pushed past 98 degrees and several contenders lost strokes to bogeys and doubles, Scheffler added exactly 2 birdies late in his round and let those 2 shots carry him to the lead. Can anyone stop him? The final round on Sunday, August 16, 2026, will feature Scheffler and Burns in the last group, both carrying the 2 lowest rounds of the tournament so far. Burns shot 62 on Saturday. Scheffler shot 61 on Friday. Both know what the other is capable of shooting on a given day. Sungjae Im, tied for second at 11 under par, is chasing his first PGA Tour win since 2021. A win for Im would end a title drought stretching back more than 4 years.